HCAM TV thanks you for watching this presentation. We'd love for you to become a member and use your creativity at our station. Please visit hinghammedia.org or call us at 781-836-5094 if you'd like to learn more.
So today we are here for the RockFit 5K to benefit Massachusetts Vestadog, which is really to benefit Hingham PD, our local community police department here. We had several meetings with our 5K committee to kind of plan out how the event was going to go and what we were going to do for the day. We also had to decide on the charity that we were going to be benefiting. About 6 or 7 months went into the planning, and that monthly meetings, weekly meetings, coordinating with different vendors. We use a lot of our benefits vendors to do raffles, but also coordinating with our local communities and also our volunteers that we have here today. We use Spittler race systems. So this event is actually a certified timed race. Spittler race systems usually helps us with registration. They set us up on active.com, which will kind of be a holding place for all the registrations for online registration. But we also push out a little bit of a media presence. So this year we did a Facebook event as well to reach out to the public. We did some internal communications with those in Rockland Trust, but we also sent out flyers to our branches so that any of our community members that wanted to participate would know about the event as well.
Today we're working with the Rockland Trust, Mass Vestadog, and we're partnered with them to do a fundraiser. It's a 5K run walk, family fit. They call it RockFit for Rockland Trust. And we're hoping that the weather holds off so we can get our race in, and we have lots of family vehicles. We have many police vehicles and fire vehicles for the kids to see, like a toucher truck. We have face painting and other events going on for the kids, so we're really looking forward to a happy, good day. We've been working on this with Rockland Trust and Mass Vestadog probably for about 6 months now. I have to say it's been one of the easier events. Basically, Rockland Trust has picked up the majority of the event. This is their 4th event where they do the RockFit 5K. And Mass Vestadog got involved with them, and this money and the proceeds from this race will be going towards helping the Hingham Police Department set up the new police K9 cruisers that we're in the process of getting. Just like all our officers are required to wear vests, it's a safety issue. It's no different from the K9s. They're going into the same dangerous, and sometimes we actually ask the K9s to go in sometimes a more dangerous situation because it would be safer for the K9 to go in, so we want to protect them, and buying vests for the dogs is very important. They're more expensive than what a person's is. They can be up to $3,000 for a vest for a dog. So. And we want to have them at extra protection. We don't want to have any chances of them getting hurt, so this adds to that protection for them. It's certainly a good idea. Yeah, I think one of the greatest assets we have is having a police K9. It's really an effective tool when it comes to crime prevention. We've had 3 K9 dogs in the past. This year, when Axel retired, our former K9 handler Jim Foss, Jim didn't retire, but the Axel did. We decided to add a new option to it. We decided to add not only the regular K9 German Shepherd patrol dog, but also we wanted to get a drug dog that just specializes in drugs because the opioid problems become a big issue. And with having a dog that's just trained in drug detection, provides new access to us. The dog's a black lab. He doesn't have that aggressive behavior that the Shepherd would, so it allows us to get him into areas and more accepted into like schools and stuff like, and office buildings where they don't pose a threat. And it's been a very effective tool.
We're supporting the Rockland Trust RockFit 5K, where they've graciously donated all the proceeds to the Hingham Police to support the K9 unit. So Hingham recently upgraded to the 2 dogs, and the vehicles that they use are coming to their end of life. So the police department purchased the 2 new vehicles, but there's a lot of equipment that goes along with that, and that's primarily the focus of what the fundraising has been for the last 6 to 9 months.
So all All the money is going to go through the Hingham Canines for essential equipment that they would need for their canine unit. They recently have 2 new canines, and the equipment typically is for the vehicles, for the dogs, for training. It could be for a vest, all types of essential equipment that they would need. It's all essential equipment that is canine related. So it could be a system where if the car gets too hot, it's called a hot and pop system. The car gets too hot, it'll notify the police officer. They can go in and make sure that the car isn't hot for the dog. If they're out and the dog's in the car and they need to actually go and call the dog, they can pop the door open and the dog can go to them. So that's one of the items that we can provide to them. We also try to offer a first aid kit for every single canine officer, because we know sometimes the dogs can get hurt out in the field and they have a full canine first aid kit. We can provide that to them. Training for the dogs and the officer, so whatever they need for that canine, Mass Vesta Dog can provide for them.
So the main runners are going to be on Wampatuck State Park's 5K course. That's a 3.1 mile loop around the park, and so it's a paved pathway, so no trail running today. The paved pathway itself has plenty of hills and turns, but it's mostly within the wooded area of the state park. So that's what they'll be experiencing today.
The actual run, it was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. There was a lot more hills, but it didn't rain, so that was probably one of the best parts, because it was downpouring this morning. But it wasn't too bad, but a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be.
Rockland Trust is sponsoring the event, but it's really part of our wellness initiative. That's, truly the RockFit 5K sponsor. So our wellness initiative at Rockland Trust is called RockFit. It's to help promote physical, emotional, and financial well-being. So obviously we're getting people out to run today, so that's a little bit of the physical well-being. The financial well-being, it feels good to have people give back, and so we're promoting that as well. And then emotionally, it also feels good to volunteer and to do something for a great cause, so we're also supporting that as well with our initiative. So the RockFit 5K is really, kind of the sponsor for the event, and we really enjoy doing it for both our colleagues and the communities. We have a bunch of sponsors, and they've contributed in various capacities. Whole Foods donated some breakfast bars for us and some fresh fruit, so oranges. So that's kind of our breakfast spread this morning. We also have Ocean Spray as a sponsor, and they've donated some juices for the runners. We also have Aquarian Water, and they have donated a bunch of water coolers for us, both to help hydrate the runners while they're running on the course, but also to keep everyone else hydrated while they're watching. We also have a sponsor at A Fork in the Road Catering. Lori Cook and her team over there have been great. We use them for a lot of our trainings. For lunch, they have delis in both Norwell and Pembroke, and they'll be providing us with a nice lunch spread today. In addition to that, Spittler Race Systems is here. Like I said, they sponsor our registration and help us out with that event. We do have other sponsors. I want to mention Walker Clay. They've actually made the t-shirts that I'm wearing. They are definitely also a really key partner for us at Rockland Trust. And we have a couple of other sponsors too that have donated just some, large donations to the cause in general, but have also donated some of their time as well. We're going to have a raffle today, so that's probably one of the big draw-ins for a lot of people other than the race itself. So we have some really cool prizes to give away. We have things like Red Sox tickets, a signed Patriots helmet. We have some spa gift certificates, some LuLaRoe leggings. We have a towel that's embroidered from one of our colleagues that does it on the side. So we have a bunch of different prizes for people to participate in with the raffle. In addition to that, we also have some kids activities today. Just behind me, there's going to be some face painting. There's going to be a dog demonstration here today with a real police canine. And there's going to be some touch-a-trucks outside. As you walk in, you'll probably see the big boat. It's for the harbor master. So we have some really interesting things for the community here today. So we have a DJ here today. His name is Nicky D. So he volunteered to play our music for us today. Just a local kid donating his time. So we're really thankful for that. Kind of gets all the runners pumped up and excited. And anyone who's hanging around, kind of tends to stick around if they hear some music playing. So we're thankful for that.
How did I get involved? So my daughter Molly, who runs the Molly's annual Massachusetts Vesta Dog fundraiser. This is her 6th year. We have raised money for Massachusetts Vesta Dog for 6 years. Hingham Canine came to me and asked me if we would help them raise money for their canines. I knew that Rockland Trust had the 5K every year here in Hingham, and I felt as though there would be a great partnership to partner Massachusetts Vesta Dog, Rockland Trust to help sponsor and raise money for the Hingham canines. We raised money for several canines all around the South Shore, even the state police. And what we did is, again, I'm on the committee for the 5K for Rockland Trust. So I brought the idea to the 5K committee and asked them it would be a great partnership to help with the 5K. And Molly and I would be working with the Hingham Canine Unit and Massachusetts Vestadog to make it happen. So we have a room that's dedicated to obviously Mass Vestadog and Hingham Canine. So what we do is we set up a Mass Vestadog table where we can sell all of the items from Mass Vestadog, a hat, a t-shirt, things like that. And all the money raised today will actually sponsor the event and go to the event.
We'll be doing a couple different things. There'll be one of the dogs will Pablo will be doing some drug detection where they'll hide a drug and he'll find the drug. And then we'll also be doing what I think is probably the most popular with people. We have someone get in a bike suit and act as a bad guy, and the dogs will pursue them and actually bite them and take them down.
The canines are great. They do a bunch of different things. We currently have 2 dogs. One is used for drug recognition. There's a huge opiate epidemic going on around here, and the canine Pablo has already been involved in some busts. And the patrol dog is used for 2 things. One, as everybody kind of knows, chasing down the bad guys. But they're also used to find people that wander away, Alzheimer's patients, special needs kids. And we're really lucky to have the 2 dogs. They get used not only in our town, but through the mutual aid agreement with local towns. And it's just a huge benefit to all the citizens around the area.
Today, this afternoon at about 11 o'clock, I think there's going to be probably 5 or 6 different canines from different surrounding communities. The canine community is an amazing organization because they're all intertwined. They're a very close-knit group, and we rely on each other to cover and help each other out. It's a great asset for all the communities.
The drug dog almost looks like a pet. You'd come up to you and see. They will typically stand a couple of people, and we'll put a sample of drugs, usually in a undercover officer's pocket, and they take the dog from position to position. They sniff and check each one, and then we'll signal a hit on the appropriate officer.
He'll do that all day until he gets fed. See how excited he is to do it. It's like, look at what I found. The longer I let him do this, the dirty line can't get. So I have somewhere. I can put out talking to the home. That's how we do that. This is one of the reasons
He's a sweetheart of a dog. His name's Pablo. I know the handler. He has a couple of other labs at home. Funny story is in training, they can't really tell the dog no. So I've heard stories from the handler and his family about the dog jumps up on the kitchen table while they're eating dinner, and he can't chastise him because the dog needs to be able to do those things when he's working. So he kind of has to just misdirect him to get him to do what he wants. It's very interesting.
Generally, most people will think most of what we call the patrol dog generally tends to be like a German Shepherd, but there are a couple other breeds that they use out there.
No. The patrol dog, I believe, is a Belgian. They come over from Europe. They're bred over there. They come with a good pedigree.
Get him up!
Wampatuck is beautiful. I'm sure you've seen some of the grounds. There's really great trail running, so the 5K course is already mapped out. It's just really convenient for us. It's also in our local community, so Rockland Trust likes to do business and operate in its footprint. Hingham is a real big part of that here on the South Shore, and we really enjoy working with all the rangers at Wampatuck and everyone at DCR. So this has been, a really great place for us to host it for the past 4 years.
This was a great place because it was paved, it was nice and quiet, it's beautiful here. It was definitely like one of the greatest places to run around here.
So an event like this is really beneficial to Hingham because, for one, we're benefiting the Hingham Police Department directly. Canines give up their lives for the police officers. That's what they're trained to do, and it's really important that they get all of the funding that they need so that they can get the best in protection and training to do their jobs well. So, for the community, it's just going to make them safer to make sure that, the police dogs are given all of the, equipment that they need and the training that they need. And in addition to that, Rockland Trust in general is just, getting out there in the community and showing people, that it's really great to give back and to strengthen our communities. It's one of our mission purposes here is to benefit our communities. We're really trying to make a statement by doing that here and by welcoming the community in to support such a great cause. It gives me a lot of joy to be able to give back. It really represents everything that Rockland Trust is about, giving back to our communities and making them, stronger. So I think this is just a great event to do that.
Oh, I think anytime we have an opportunity to work with the community is always great. With all the different things going on here, I think one of the things that police departments really want to do is stay in touch with the community. And this is just another one of those community policing events. You have so many people coming in. You have kids, you have parents, you have families, and it's just something like this provides us that opportunity to work with those groups in a different way and show a much friendlier side of the police department. Between Molly's Vesta Dog and the Mass Vesta Dog, they've been doing this for a long time, and they've raised so much money to help because it's hard for town to budget some of these expenses. Like for us to do these 2 cruises to set up, we had 2 old cruises, but none of the equipment. When we switched to the SUV type vehicles, none of that stuff could switch over. And the equipment to outfit the canine cars between the 2 of them was over $20,000. It's something that we really can't budget for because we don't know when it's going to happen. And in the world of tight budgets nowadays, we rely on donations like this, and it's such a positive thing. And it's a great community builder for us. As you can see, when you get a partnership of Rockland Trust, Mass Vesta Dog, and the Hingham Police, things like this will happen today. It's a great tool and a great event for us. The weather's not as what I would like. I would love to have a nice shiny day, but we didn't quite get that. But it seems to be holding off for us, and I thank all these runners.
It shows everybody that we're all in this together. It was great that everybody was able to come out and support a great police department. They kind of do a lot for us without us even thinking sometimes. So it's great to give back to them as well.
We got a lot of volunteers here doing a variety of things. Everybody is pro law enforcement. Everybody is pro canine, and it's great to see support.